Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into something that literally shapes our reality, the intellectual pursuit of hard truths. It's funny how often we actively dodge a tough question just to protect our own peace of mind. In our explainer of today's source material, we're breaking down the exact mental toolkit required to see the world as it truly is, rather than how we kind of just wish it to be.
Okay, let's dive into this. Are we only listening to what we want to hear? Take a quick second. How do you actually measure a successful life experience? The source material suggests something pretty profound here. Our experience of life heavily depends on the number of times we get the right answers, the ones we absolutely ought to hear, to the tough questions we face. Not the answers we just wish were true, but the ones we genuinely need to confront.
Now, what's really interesting about this contrast is the comfortable illusion we often fall for. It's like sinking into a really cozy armchair. We love those safe, popular, convenient answers because, let's face it, they perfectly validate our existing beliefs. They give us that warm, fuzzy feeling of being right. But on the flip side, we have what actually matters for our growth, the rugged, stormy mountain of hard-hitting facts. Seeking out those armchair answers might be the path of least resistance, sure, but scaling that mountain, that's what actually gives life meaning and depth. We have to confront the facts that challenge our current worldview if we ever want to move forward.
Section 1. The Internal Toolkit, Embracing Intellectual Humility.
To actually get to those hard-hitting facts, we first need a specific internal toolkit to override our own human nature. And the absolute foundational tool in that kit is intellectual humility. That's the ability to acknowledge our own limitations and biases. You literally cannot find a tough answer if you start the journey assuming you already know everything. Recognizing our own flaws is the absolute first hurdle. Think of it like trying to pour tea into a cup that's already full to the brim. If our egos are too busy fiercely protecting our perceived brilliance, we leave zero room for new knowledge. Without humility, the rest of the tools simply will not work.
Section 2. The Internal Toolkit, Cultivating Open-Mindedness. Let's move on and see how this builds. Once we have that solid foundation of humility, it naturally prepares our minds to be receptive. This brings us to open-mindedness, being receptive to new ideas and perspectives. It means deliberately stepping outside of our cozy mental comfort zones to genuinely look at alternative viewpoints. It's a highly active process of letting new information in, rather than automatically shutting the door on things that seem unfamiliar or just totally different from what we're used to.
So, the crucial point is, we have to be open to these ideas even if they contradict our existing beliefs. It's super easy to be open-minded about a subject you honestly don't care much about, right? But confronting ideas that directly oppose what you already strongly believe, that's when our brains like to act like stubborn bouncers at a club, absolutely refusing entry to anything new or challenging. Overcoming that psychological friction takes immense effort and a real willingness to be temporarily uncomfortable.
Section 3. The Mental Armor, the Power of Resilience.
Because contradicting our long-held beliefs is deeply uncomfortable and sometimes downright painful to our egos, we require a kind of protective mental armor to continue the quest without just retreating to safety. That critical piece of armor is resilience. It's the ability to persevere in our quest for understanding when confronting difficult truths. Resilience acts as a necessary shield against the cognitive dissonance that hits when reality completely clashes with our expectations.
We have to actively persevere in the quest for understanding. I really want to emphasize the ongoing nature of this struggle. This isn't just a one-time event where you change your mind and boom, you're done. It's a constant, lifelong hike. Pushing through the difficulty isn't just optional, it is mandatory for the journey. If you stop the moment it gets hard, you default right back to those safe, convenient answers we talked about at the very beginning.
Section 4. The Ultimate Reward, Achieving True Personal Growth. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how all that hard work pays off. The source material outlines a crystal-clear progression here. Step 1, you actively challenge assumptions. Step 2, you bravely confront challenging truths. And Step 3, you discover personal growth. The friction of letting go of comfortable lies transforms directly into profound, meaningful self-discovery.
The concrete rewards of this rigorous process are just incredible. By abandoning the safe path, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, a deeper understanding of the complex world around us, and a far more nuanced and accurate worldview. In short, doing this incredibly hard work means you aren't just staring at a blurry, comforting illusion anymore. You're finally seeing reality sharply and honestly. Which brings us to our final provocative mic drop question for the day. What safe, convenient belief are you hiding behind right now instead of facing a hard-hitting fact? Take a minute and really think about that today. Embrace the intellectual humility and resilience we've explored and truly challenge yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time as we continue to relentlessly pursue the ideas that shape our world.